Since we have with us today the ambassador of the State of Israel, I'd like to say that Russia takes active part in not allowing the current aggravation of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict to exacerbate and lead to the Great War in the Middle East. We're convinced that bringing sides towards reconciliation and reaching stable, long-term settlement is only by following the international legal form and by releasing the two-state formula that has been confirmed and adopted within the UN Security Council and the General Assembly. Here, we also have the ambassadors of the friendly states of Myanmar, Burkina Faso, Malaysia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, India, Argentina, Kenya, LAOPDR, Ethiopia, Niger and Zimbabwe. The cooperation of Russia with these countries has a full-scale nature, is mutually beneficial, and is carried out in the spirit of true partnership. It's based on the principle of respect for sovereign interests of one another, and we will continue to foster the development of bilateral contacts in politics and economics, in the humanitarian area, in culture, sports, and education. Allow me to use as an example the relations of Russia with India that have reached the level of highly privileged strategic partnership. Our countries have been cooperating both on bilateral and multilateral formats, in the UN, in the SCO, in the G20, and of course in BRICS. All this has been clearly confirmed by my talks with the Prime Minister Modi in Kazan. Using the high representation of the group of African ambassadors, I cannot forget to point out that this week in Sochi, after the last year's summit Russia-Africa, there will be the first ministerial forum of the Russian-African partnership. We operate based on principles that we will discuss conjoined plans of further expansion of coordinations of Russia with the states of the continent. And these connections are especially developing, bringing mutual benefit to all of our states, contributing to economic and social growth, and bring well-being to all the people. I can also speak in the same positive key about the relations of each of the friendly states represented here from Asia and Latin America. And of course, I'm happy to see here the ambassadors of Belarus, Kyrgyzia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. These states are our closest neighbors, our greatest friends, our natural strategic partners, and allies of Russia. We've seen their leaders just recently, in October, in Moscow, during the CIS summit. And following the tradition, we will reconvene at the end of December to sum up the results of the year and make new plans. In 2025, together, we will celebrate the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War, contribution to which was brought by the nations of all the peoples of the Commonwealth. Addressing the ambassador of Belarus, I would like to point out that recently the friendly, brotherly relations between Russia and Belarus have intensified, and December marks 25 years since the creation of the Allied State, and Minsk will hold the meeting of the highest state council of the state. Allow me to take this opportunity and wish the Belarus people all the success of hosting the presidential elections planned for January of next year. Together with Kyrgyz, we've recently celebrated 100 years of creation of Kara-Kyrgyz Autonomous Region. Back then, we've started the consolidation of the Kyrgyz nation, forming its territorial, cultural identity within united administrative entity, and then a creation of sovereign, independent Kyrgyz state, who we share truly allied relationship with. It's in this spirit that we continue to build our cooperation with Armenia and Azerbaijan. We've done and continue to do everything to normalize the Azerbaijani-Armenian relations, to ensure stable peace in the Caucasus region. We will continue to provide all efforts in order to work out a peaceful agreement to delimitate the state border and unblock the economic and transport connections within the trilateral agreements at the highest level from 2020-2022. Cannot forget to mention the satisfaction that the leaders of Azerbaijan and Armenia used the forum of the BRICS summit in Kazan and had a fruitful talk on the principal issues towards achieving durable peace and interstate agreement in the region. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at the end, I would like to wish all of you the great success in your professional work in carrying out such an important diplomatic mission. I hope that your stay and work in Russia will leave the greatest imprint and memories. I wish you all of the best, and I thank you for your attention. All the success to your work. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Subscribe to Oneindia and never miss an update. Download the Oneindia app now.